I'm in. I have like 10 seconds to do the intro. Yeah, welcome to the round of 4 game for the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 24. This is going to be Pace Evelynn Child Support versus Blind Pick Banditos, and the round of 4 game is only a best of 1 series, so the winner of this is going to go on to the finals. Pace Evelynn Child Support fielding inFe as Diana, CaptnBuwberry as Urgot, Painkillar as Malphite, HaIfhearted as Brand, konfetarius as Pantheon, and on Blind Pick Banditos' side of the map, we're going to have Talith PA playing as Jarvan IV, Elalya playing as Talon, zimike playing as Morgana, Aesh playing as Maokai, Aparkhurst playing as Kayle. I'm Gandair. Casting with me is
Chobra here, and we have seen quite a bit of action going down at the windmill already. Some good early dark bindings coming out from zimike, but there is a good pillar of flame by Brand. HaIfhearted just standing across that wall there. Talith PA puts down his Damascene standard. He's kind of zone him out. And HaIfhearted looking a little bit paranoid right now, but still able to put down the pillar of flames. There's the black shield, but it would actually went on Jarvan and not a Talon who had already taken the damage. Talith PA has now taken a lot of damage now that the black shield is down. Buwberry and Painkillar relentless with their damage, and we see Elalya jumping right onto konfetarius. konfetarius gets instantly melted, but that leaves Talith PA at very, very low health. Aparkhurst now trying to zone him out. There's the exhaust. Elalya now stuck onto Painkillar, but there is Buwberry and HaIfhearted coming in from the side. zimike is now separated from the rest of the team. There is the black shield helping out just a little bit. And Tormented Soil also with that extra damage. So if you're going to trade 1-for-1 once again, Aparkhurst is taking another Pillar of Flame. That's very, very dangerous, but zimike's the one that was going to be stunned. Gets away with the last minute Dark Binding. But konfetarius now sitting at good health, should be able to capture this windmill. Did get stopped because of that Tormented Soil, but Talith PA trying to jump over with that standard combo with the Dragon Strike, trying to escape, will escape just in time. Black Shield, of course, would not have blocked that damage anyway. Only blocks magic damage. Elalya dodging the fireball with the jump silence, but still gets taken down by HaIfhearted.
good play there for a while. Blind Pick Banditos operating at really, really low on the health, but still sort of being effective with that poke and that harass, and not really giving up any kills right there. Just Elalya with 2 deaths and everyone else with 0, so they must know something she doesn't. Both those teams now making a little bit of a recall trip and turning around. HaIfhearted going for that Storm Shield in the middle. zimike does not want him to have that option to throw the Tormented Soil down, because you don't want to waste your Dark Binding on something like that. You just need to interrupt them. So you throw down the Tormented Soil. It's a little bit of a dot too, so it has that extended duration that it'll be there, rather than Dark Binding, which only happens once, and has travel time, whereas Tormented Soil doesn't. So it's better to throw that down if you're trying to interrupt. And hitting Painkillar with the Dark Binding over there. zimike throwing that around and going in for CaptnBuwberry. Elalya jumps in, but has to stealth back out away from there. Talith PA now getting saved by Kayle there for just a couple of moments, buying him a little bit of extra DPS time there. And zimike getting chipped away. Aparkhurst doesn't really have that much health left over, and looks like Pace Evelynn Child Support is going to successfully defend that push up at the top end of the map.
Very, very well defended. You know, we did see the Soul Shackles doing some good damage, and Talith PA being able to put out some free damage afterwards, but it wasn't nearly enough. zimike was forced to retreat afterwards. We do see Talith PA jumping and takes the health relic, snipes it out from under Buwberry, and putting out some damage, but Painkillar comes in with the attack speed slow, and now putting out some extra damage. Can Buwberry survive? No. Now Painkillar is alone as Aparkhurst comes out, but here is the Mandra coming in from Pantheon, and konfetarius completely cuts off the escape from Talith PA and Aparkhurst. Talith PA will still get away with his combo, but Aparkhurst is left all alone, gets stunned by HaIfhearted, gets taken down by Painkillar.
They are able to save that tower. Fortunately for them, konfetarius coming down and not getting as many creep kills as I thought out of that. I expect that to be a full-on withdrawal from the minion bank, but looks like not. zimike pushing this lane up. Here's you got the Tormented Soil throwing down some auto attacks here and there, and just kind of edging that lane forward a little bit. Though we see Elalya's Talon moving around down towards the lower end of the map, looking for inFe right there, catches with the silence and the rake, and Talith PA throwing that standard down, dashing on in there, going to take care of Diana, and they're going to go for the point, but Painkillar's Malphite is coming around from the top, and CaptnBuwberry's Urgot is there as well. Not going for the pincer move, though. Buwberry decides to turn around and follow up Painkillar. Talith PA through the wall with that J4 dash right there, and Elalya stealthing on out of the way there. Both of them moving up towards the health relic, assuming she was going to go that way, but not. She just ran straight back towards the tower.
Top lane konfetarius stun gets denied by the black shield from zimike. zimike trying to land a Dark Binding onto HaIfhearted, barely misses right at the tip of that edge. And zimike right now doesn't have too many damage items, but as I mentioned, early level still has some good base stats on her abilities, so is going to be able to damage quite well. Elalya actually jumps right in onto HaIfhearted with the silence, but there is the... Wow, there's the ultimate, but a lot of it does get soaked by the invulnerability from Kayle. Elalya does survive, gets an hour there, only one bounce on Elalya also, so that's going to be really, really good. konfetarius will get taken down, Elalya working that assassin mode and trying to escape. Now Painkillar will be able to get one last seismic shard there. The black shield is second too late, the slow still goes down, and CaptnBuwberry with the snipe across the corner of that house.
And zimike going to go ahead and recall. Aparkhurst kind of circling around CaptnBuwberry. Oh, sees it! Misses, takes a couple shots for Aparkhurst, but isn't able to land them. And Kayle ults they've been spot on. They've been on the right targets, they've been at the right times, but they really haven't made too significant of a difference in engagements so far. The first one landed just nice, perfect, right on Talith PA, right on the person it needed to be on, but it just didn't buy them enough time. And then we had the second one that go by just now, and we'll see how that changes later on in the game as blind pick Banditos' damage increases. Hextech Sweeper scouting out in the bushes a little bit there, that getting fired off from HaIfhearted's brand. Checking the other one with the Pillar of Flame. zimike hanging around over by that speed shred. Aparkhurst flying around through the air. zimike pokes his head out and gets caught right there. Gets hit with a seismic shard, but it is okay. A combination of Reckoning and Dark Binding. You're going to lock down Painkillar for a moment and buy them the time they need to escape. But good game sense right there by HaIfhearted, throwing a Pillar of Flame through the map in order to tag zimike with it. Nice shot right there. And zimike giving it a little back to konfetarius as well, with a little between the wall shooting.
Bottom lane, Talon TA makes an escape with that Massive Standard Dragon Strike combo to escape over the wall. Meanwhile, konfetarius gets a double kill onto Kayle and Talon. Now zimike, the only one left here, is forced to use that Garrison. Jarvan jumps right onto CaptnBuwberry, gets the kill, and now has konfetarius zoned out. There's a Dark Binding and the Torrential Soul, but it's not going to be enough. Talon TA was stunned by HaIfhearted. An excellent side stun from the brand, and picking up the kill as a result.
Blind pick Banditos not doing so hot so far this game. zimike's Morgana has been throwing some pretty good shots. You know, the spell shield timings felt like they've been a little bit off to me, but they're not in a bad position by any means. Pay's Evelynn child support is up by a very respectable margin right now. They're up by almost 200 points. However, Kayle is a champion that I feel does not get terribly scary until later on in the game, when Kayle has that cooldown reduction and that attack speed. He can really start shredding people. It's very similar to Kog'Maw in the way that Kog'Maw ramps up even more as the game goes on, and they have a comp to really support that type of play. And there goes an airborne in there. konfetarius coming down from the top, and they're really unloading on Elalya right away. konfetarius hanging out in the back of the fight and chipping away at everyone. Talon able to pick up the double kill, actually. Elalya being able to secure those. And you saw that right there. Aparkhurst just hanging out in the back of the fight, uses that Righteous Fury, is able to stand back, deliver that damage into the engagement. Talith PA up here at the top now, pushing up against Pex on the point, but Brand half-hard standing just outside the fog of war, waiting for a good opportunity to go into the fight, and decides to unload some damage on Talith PA, drops a stun off on him, and then starts retreating back onto the point. He wants him to get closer so that he can throw out that pyroclasm, but he wants to make sure to not hit it on the wrong target, because if he throws that pyroclasm on a target that is spell shield, things will end very awkwardly. Aparkhurst there, seeing exactly that right there. The black shield getting thrown down on there was not able enough to save Kayle, unfortunately, but that's the timing that you're going to be looking for this game, is Morg being able to use that black shield to help mitigate Brand's damage.
Yeah, you know, both the Spell Shield and Kayle's ultimate have both still been a little bit on the reactive side. They haven't really been used proactively. It's more so when they see the damage starting to come in, they use it, and that results in, you know, half a second too late on that. Of course, that last fight, it was spot on, but as you mentioned, it just wasn't enough. Urgot putting out that physical damage, chunking away at Kayle's health. Black Shield, once again, only blocks magic damage. But we'll see if Kayle or Morgana are able to put out some great shields, you know, proactively as their team initiates. right now Blind Pick Bandito have always been kind of on the defensive edge. They are the ones pressuring, but as soon as the enemy shows up, they take control of the fight, and Pex kind of runs the whole show, and BPB is forced to just react, run around Kite, and just get the kills they can before moving out. If they can change that around, if they can be the aggressive ones in the fight, if they can take control, we might see some better shields coming out from both champions, allowing them to soak in a lot more damage. konfetarius hiding out, catches Talith as we see zimike retreating. There's the black shield, but it's going to be a little bit too late. The stun has already been used, so there's nothing to block from konfetarius right now. Painkillar, meanwhile, jumps in with the assault force. They did see the black shield had been used. A great dark binding is going to stop the advancement for now, but there is a social tackle going in, and Kayle's ultimate a little bit preemptive. It is still going to block a little bit of that Pirate Gust alongside the black shield, but look at that, konfetarius doing work. He is left alone. The dark binding landed on CaptnBuwberry, allowing konfetarius to still run around doing so much damage with HaIfhearted. Neither of them have really been touched. konfetarius jumps onto Elalya once again. There's the Pillar of Flame, and that's going to be a finish with the ace by HaIfhearted, catching Elalya as Talon was trying to retreat around the
Elalya
tower.
with the revive coming back up to the point there, but having to retreat back immediately. Cannot very effectively 1v4. And I really like, it's not performing very well in this game, but I really like this concept that they have of, there we go, with the spell shield on Elalya there, buying her that extra time, almost enabling her to retreat from that. I really like this idea of the Kayle ultimate and the black shield. If they used as a zoning method, putting it on someone, having them run up to the enemy team, basically daring that person to throw down that stun or throw down that damage when they know they won't be able to do it, and using those extra seconds from the black shield and from Kayle's intervention to buy them a couple seconds of setup time in a fight in order to get the people that they need to get into a specific position to that position.
Yeah, you kind of want to use it as just a super bold move, have someone run in just completely crazy, and then put the shield on them so that the enemy team just reacts to that advancement, and there's a great unstoppable force coming in, not giving any time for Kayle or Morgana to react with that shield. So much damage goes down before either shield is popped. Both of them actually went out to Morgana, a little bit of a waste, stacking both shields at the same time, and even with that, zimike has taken so much damage, forced to retreat. What a great catch by Painkillar and the rest of Aesh.
Yeah, that's the downside to traveling in a group. Traveling in a group is usually the way that you want to play, although maybe take a couple of steps to the left or right when you have to deal with an enemy Malphite, because that airborne does hit an AoE. It is a very tight AoE, however, and we saw it was just the perfect storm of positioning there for them to be able to bop that entire team up into the air. konfetarius, unfortunately, getting taken down over at the drill as Blind Pick Bandito fights to get their point back.
And the other thing right now, not working out for Blind Pick Banditos right now, is that Pex has so many abilities to bait out those shields. They have the Seismic Shard and a lot of these slows, consistent slows that can bait out the black shield. They have the stun from konfetarius to bait it out. And then once the black shield is out, they don't really have to worry about Kayle's ultimate. It's only a single target. They can go in and initiate with that AoE. So they have a lot of ways to bait out those defensive abilities, making BPB act reactively. And the points are being ticked down at 446 to 3, 2, 1, and 0. Pex is going to take this victory quite handily.
And Elalya getting into the endgame screenshot, her and Aparkhurst making sure to get in there with the dance, and they're going to go down to the 3rd and 4th place matches. So Blind Pick Banditos is going to make top 4, but they're not going to make top 2. Top